All set. Okay. So, some quick AHF stats of today. This is the 32nd session, 46 guest speaker, 47 past members, and I believe 47 past members who have gotten jobs, and over 1,000 people in the group and counting. That's amazing. Let me see. Hey, all right. All right. Our guest speaker, um, please add your LinkedIn profile to the chat if you don't mind. But this is a special guest speaker, and uh, his name is Jon Vordermark, and there are only, let me see, my notes don't match what your a slide deck says, so I don't think you are a Sergeant Major, so I almost said that. So he is the president and founder of Mavendog LLC, a management consulting and project leadership firm headquartered here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Jon has overall responsibilities for the operations, thought leadership, and strategic growth. He's also responsible for client delivery excellence across all service lines. Welcome, Jon. And the question that is always asked for the guest speakers, besides going on and filling out, you can introduce yourself and fill in the blanks. Can you share one piece of insider knowledge that many job seekers might not be aware of, but would find incredibly helpful in their job search? Jon, welcome. Take it away, my friend.
Absolutely. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you. Yes, sir.
I'm envious of your mic. I need to get one of those. You sound fantastic coming through that thing.
I think it cost me $30. I'm always looking for deals.
That whole setup, Bez, you look like Mike Rowe or something like that. You look like you should be on cable news in the evenings and weekends.
Well, it's the other stuff you don't see that's more expensive. Like, anyways, go ahead. Let's make it about you, sir.
Absolutely. I appreciate the time and audience. And I know I need to be brief here, so I'm going to self-monitor. Again, my name is Jon Vordermark. I'm with the firm that I started about 8 years ago called Mavendog LLC. We're headquartered here in Charlotte, although we're more of a virtual company with activities across the Southeast. And I got to give a shout out to Dan Catelli, who invited me to this and suggested that I speak. To go right to the heart of your question, something that I don't think a lot of people are thinking about, and hopefully nobody's talked about this before in this forum. So I'm truly unique in sharing something that is useful and maybe even unorthodox. Is really an encouragement to folks to not be so I guess binary in their thinking when they're looking for opportunities. When you're talking about the job market and you're talking about the American workforce, all 162 million of us, we think in terms of W-2 reality, a full-time employment position, a part-time employment position. And some of our folks are in consultative roles, which even in like an Accenture and EY, the consulting companies we know, those are W-2 roles. But to start broadening your perspective and thinking about 1099, to thinking about the independent economy, the independent economy is a sort of a third option for you to either be an alternative to being a W-2 and trying to attack the market that way, or supplementary. And I think most people, we've been talking about side gigs and side hustles all the time, but really after COVID and about 5 years since then, this is a alternative that has become far more institutionalized and accepted even within larger scale Fortune 1000 companies. Probably 20, 25 years ago, and there's a few outlier companies, and I could probably name some names and pick on a few of them, that have like anti-moonlighting clauses, and they don't want you to do that stuff. But that's starting to wane, and companies are really starting to become more flexible when it comes to folks that want to be 1099. If you are of the mind that, hey, I've been looking for a job, I'm trying to find stuff, and there's just nothing there, what is the pathway of trying to go and get it myself? By being an independent contractor, by perhaps going out and getting my own LLC, putting up my own flag, and really trying to get there on my own steam. And I have to encourage everybody, because the statistics bear it out. Because if you're talking about the 162 million people in the American workforce, 72, 73 million, I think that's the statistics that are coming out now, are 1099s, almost half the American workforce. 25 million of them are full-time 1099s. So, 25 million people who are working full-time on their own and doing it successfully, that's not an anomaly. That's a workforce movement. And so if you're really trying to find new opportunities, W-2 is just one piece of the pie. Now, the alarming thing for people like, gosh, I'm scared of 1099. It's very, very risky. When I say that it's become more institutionalized and more mature, there's a lot of organizations out there that are conduits of it, that support it. And I'll put a few links here in the chat so that you guys can explore those in more detail. One firm is a company called MBO Partners. They're a consulting company that strictly focuses on 1099. You have other firms that support the 1099 movement or the LLC movement, but kind of address some of the real scary stuff. The tax implications, the healthcare implications, because those are the big sticky wicket items that kind of push people away from 1099. But all of that's getting easier through firms like this. And of course, from where I sit and what Mavendog is, we're a consulting company and we focus in on IT program and project management. But what Mavendog really is a brokerage business for the 1099 community in this space. And the way we operate is as a collective. Those folks that are on my team, they're out there doing consultative work. They are independent in their own right, but we have a community and culture that we all work together. We collaborate. It's incredibly flat. The relationship I have with those folks is fundamentally different. It's not a W-2 employee-employee relationship. And that's a whole other topic. But that's really what I wanted to stress in this particular conversation. And it's a big topic, and I could go on and on about it. But I wanted to kind of put that in your minds to explore and consider that as an option for your path forward. So I'm open to questions, comments. Did I stay on time? I needed to be short.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I'll be the first one with a question, but do get your questions. Raise your hand. Renee's gonna help figure out who goes first, who goes second. I raised my hand first, so I'm going to go first. If not, put your question in the chat. We'll also, if you don't want to come off mic, that's okay too. I love what you're saying.